And happy Wednesday to those who celebrate Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Busy morning out there for commuters. It is, in different areas of San Diego, absolutely dumping. So
yeah, it's pouring on me up in the North County for sure.
You are waking up, preparing yourself for your ride to work or wherever you're going this morning. Definitely make some plans ahead. Maybe take a look at the traffic maps and stuff like that on your phone, because there are certain roads that are underwater. So good luck out there today. We will keep you entertained along your journey. What do you got, man?
I'm looking at Fletch. He's got some new threads he's wearing today.
Yeah, look at that. He's got the Brock Purdy hoodie.
They make Brock Purdy hoodies?
Does that say Brock and Roll?
Yes. So I was going to debut this on Friday.
Yeah.
But it's kind of Kansas City Chiefs red, which isn't ideal. But I figure it's the perfect red for the picture we're supposed to take today.
Right.
My God. What time is that picture?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to borrow the shirt I just bought you.
Okay.
I just bought yesterday.
Yes, the plan has worked. He's going to wear 49ers swag in the picture. Rich is rooting for the Niners.
Yeah. Yesterday, actually day before yesterday, a package arrived for Rich, and Fletch and myself thought, well, this has to be underwear. I mean, it's this tiny package.
The idea got
ordered
planted,
underwear.
The idea got planted in our head by extraordinaire Sherry, who keeps this place on its feet. But she told us that's probably underwear with Rich's face on it.
Yeah, and we
opened it.
Yeah, we went, that sounds accurate.
What's so funny is that was Sherry's knee-jerk reaction at the front desk, which leads me to believe Sherry's ordered underwear with people's faces on it in the past. There's only one reason
she knows that package.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I've seen this before. Yeah. That's totally face underwear from probably faceunderwear.com.
And then I felt like a real jerk when I opened it up and realized quickly it was a gift that you bought for me. And so I committed a federal crime.
Yeah. You tampered with the mail.
We did.
The result of my crime was me feeling like a jerk.
Yeah, but when I said I'd tape that thing back up and just go set it up front again, and then you didn't do that. You walked it right in, all opened up, haphazardly placed back in the package.
I was like, how dare you open my mail? But then I realized, oh yeah, this is one of those things that you probably shouldn't have opened, because I was going to give it to him the day before our tailgate party. I was going to give it to you tomorrow after trashing I had this whole plan in my head. I was going to absolutely trash the Niners that day, all day long, and make Ben feel really bad, and then build him back up with the Brandon Ayuk shirt that I bought for him.
I feel terrible.
Well,
yeah, so there we go.
So we're taking a picture here today at iHeart where they asked us to wear pink and or red. Yeah. And the only thing red that I have is a Travis Kelce jersey that I don't want.
Oh, you should have worn that. That would have been hysterical.
Well, I didn't. I went with this old, kind of reddish work shirt.
Well, now what I'm doing is I'm looking up the schedule today to make sure I have time to run home. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Oh, okay,
so
good.
I will be leaving you guys immediately after the show because, look, we have great camaraderie in this building. A lot of people love working here, and we like bumping into each other. But there's one thing that we know. Is Noreen Ippolito, our boss, she likes to party.
Yes.
She likes, she wants everybody to be involved in the party. Nobody gets left out of the party. But if she says wear red, damn it, you better wear red.
Yes.
So I will make sure I get home and get some red.
So last year when we took this picture, I wore this red and I guess blue checkered shirt. And she was like, you guys look great. Oh my God, Rich, you look fantastic. Kathy, adorable. Travis, I don't know what the hell that is. Steve, you look great. So
she was literally, we were all standing on a staircase and she literally went, what she was ringing people up. She was like, I'll remember this for a year. You, green, excellent. Get the hell out of the picture. You will not be in the picture this year.
It's accurate.
And so everybody knows the office picture, how hard it is to actually coordinate everybody to stay in frame and everything. And then you look at the three of us, and none of us small people.
No,
right. Rich is just super tall. Travis and I are pretty wide.
This year, I think we should go the three of us in a row, almost like the Brady Bunch family portrait, just all holding each other's waist.
Let's propose.
You guys are missing the biggest issue that I'm thinking of. John Fink works here now.
Ooh.
he should probably have his own spot, like, standing next to the staircase.
He should probably just have his own picture.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's
or
true.
get him back in that Santa suit. That's red.
No, hey.
All right. So
Call.
we have so many things happening this week. We just did our run through over at K&B Bistro yesterday after the show. The Big Rich, TD and Fletch big game tailgate party is going to go off, assumedly without a hitch, because that was awesome. We have
Don't jinx it.
We have like all hands on deck over at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro. We have a ton of great giveaways. All of them are going to be available for you to win. All you got to do is show up, put your name down for the great prizes. 65-inch TV, 2-night stay at a beautiful resort in San Diego, free golf, free paintball, SeaWorld passes, free testosterone for a month at the Man Zone. I mean, the list goes on. There's going to be, we have Luke Bryan tickets to give away. We're still doing that on Friday. We have a pair to give away today as well. Luke Bryan coming to San Diego. We'll be giving away a pair. So anyways, if you're around town Friday morning between 7 and 9 a.m. and you're interested in winning any of those prizes, come on down to K&B Bistro for the big game tailgate party. We're pumped up about it.
And Tony was kind of giving us a sneak peek of like his vision for the event. And it sounds awesome what he's thinking about doing. So basically everybody, or a lot of the people who've been in here for a Bar Cart Friday, are going to be setting up, like showing off their wares and giving you little tasters of what they've made for us.
Well, and if you've ever listened to a Bar Cart Friday on this show and been like, gosh, I wish I could be there, we've felt the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
So come down to K&B Bistro, because it's going to be a first opportunity to do a listener event where you can actually participate in many of the people who've come through, many of the brands who've come through on Bar Cart Friday.
And you probably listened and thought, there's no way every time they taste something, they go, that's the best thing I've ever had.
Get ready.
Get ready. Come, prove us wrong.
Yeah, Tony Kanja, owner-operator of K&B Bistro and Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego.
One in Santa Barbara. One in Chicago.
Yeah, actually, there's 12 total. Yeah. He's done an amazing job corralling some of the best to bring to our attention on Bar Cart Friday. So again, it's the big game tailgate party that's happening over at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro on Friday. That's only 2 days away, folks.
Okay. Anything else going on this weekend?
Yeah, 5 days away.
Okay.
We have Super Bowl 58.
Wow.
So Super Bowl 58 kicks off in 5 days. So I'm going to ask two questions. First is going to be about the game. Second is going to be about the three of us personally. The first question about the game is, if you were the Chiefs or the 49ers and you were building a game plan for either side, right? You know, it's Andy Reid. He's sitting down with Mahomes. They're putting their heads together to figure out, how do you beat the Niners, or vice versa? What do you think is the number one thing that you have to game plan for either side? TD, like when you think Chiefs, what do they have to stop? What do they have to do to the Niners? And then Niners, what do they have to do to the Chiefs? What do they have to stop against the Chiefs?
Man, you know what? It's crazy with both these teams, because it kind of feels like you plug one hole and all of a sudden another one pops open. So look, Ed McCaffrey. Whew, we got Jake Plummer coming on.
Yeah,
I'm all fired up. Christian McCaffrey. I think that's got to be the number one goal there for the Chiefs. They have to stop that run game. And I think it's twofold. You gotta rattle Purdy a little bit. You gotta get him off the game a little bit, making those terrible throws that we saw in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Ben, but there were some bad throws that should have been easy ones. But I think it's kind of twofold there. On the Chiefs side, God, I mean, you got to shut down Kelsey. I think that's got to be number one tick. You shut down Kelsey, because once you take that sort of impromptu game plan away, now the Chiefs are going. They have to play some fundamental stuff. They're going to have to rely on the run game. You shut down Kelsey, and then you rattle Mahomes. I don't know if that's ever been done.
Well, Fletch, what about you? So Fletch is a Niners fan, so much so that he's wearing a Brock Purdy hoodie today. What do you say? Okay, what are the Niners? Let's start with them. What do they have to do to the Chiefs? What do they have to do to win this game?
First, I was going to wear my big Rooster Brock sweatshirt. Wow. But that was in my Amazon cart, and then I thought better of it, which maybe it was the worst thought. If you're the 49ers...
No, you should have worn that for the company picture.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. if you're the 49ers, you need to do everything you can not to have a slow defensive start. Like, I'm honestly not worried about the Niners offense at all. I think somehow they will figure out a way to put up 24, 28 points somewhere in that range, and that should be enough to win. But what the defense has to do is avoid what they did against the Packers and avoid what they did against the Lions, which is that slow, kind of lethargic defensive start where people are just getting beat. It's not that the defensive scheme is off. It's that literally Chase Young is not running to try to tackle Jamison Williams when he had the opportunity to on a cutback. So little things like that all come so big when it comes to the big game that every single play has to be a full sellout for this defense and get back to that swarming attitude that they had in the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. That's really been missing as we got later on in the year.
What about the Chiefs? What do they have to do?
The Chiefs have to figure out a way to rattle Brock Purdy. And they have to figure out a way to hit him early, hit him often. And he's really good against the blitz, and that's what Spagnuolo loves to do. So I don't know if they need to tweak their entire game plan to try to get to him with less people and devote more to coverage. But the way you get to Brock Purdy and rattle him isn't necessarily by hitting him. It's by making sure your coverage down the field is perfect, because he will try to make the aggressive throw and force something in.
Actually, that's a really good point. And I'll start there because tagging along with what you just said, Brock Purdy, he's a great deep ball thrower. However, I will say this. What would I sleep better at night on the other side of the game if I was Kansas City? Christian McCaffrey dominating us or Brock Purdy dominating us? Probably Brock Purdy. Because if you're smart, you want the game to be in the kid's hands. Like, hey, buddy, second year in the league, hasn't even played 2 full seasons yet. Go beat us in Super Bowl 58. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel a lot better. I'll hit the pillow feeling a lot better in a loss that way. That, well, shoot, we dialed it up and Brock just made some throws, and that's the way the dice roll sometimes, as opposed to Christian McCaffrey going off for 120 on the ground plus 53 through the air and scoring 4 touchdowns. I would be throwing up in the locker room after the game if I was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's it. Like, stop C-Mac, force it to be a passing game for the 49ers, defensively for the Chiefs. The other side, it's pretty simple. Stop Travis Kelce. You absolutely have to stop Travis Kelce if you're going to be able to sleep at night if you're the 49ers.
I need it.
Wait. A Bang Energy just got dropped. What do we have here?
Well, okay, so yesterday
as long as it's not limoncello, I need it.
Well, we got one of those, and you got a sour head.
Are you going to drink either of these?
No. So they're room temp, by the way, as Fletch runs in here.
Perfect.
Now, yesterday, I went to the vending machine to buy a Monster. When I purchased the Monster, it fell and wedged perfectly to where I could not retrieve it. And so I shook the machine violently. It wouldn't fall.
As one does.
So my only recourse was to purchase Bang Energy, which was right above the Monster, and try to get them to fall and knock my Monster out of the.
Did it work?
It worked, but it cost me $12.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Dude,
I tried to take
awesome.
video of it. So yeah, you guys, you're welcome. Look, here it is. Watching the Bang falling. There's my Monster wedge.
How did it get wedged?
Yeah,
I had to do that
perfectly.
I did that for Frankie V a few months ago.
Wow.
Hang on.
Then it took a second one to knock it down.
Yeah. Well, to our benefit here.
Well, last night was
boys.
a stupid late night.
And then offensively, here's what I would game plan if I was Kyle Shanahan. I would game plan some big throws for Brock early in the game. Now, I don't think you should do it out the gates. I don't even think you necessarily should do it the first drive. But at some point, and at a couple points in the first half, I want to see the 49ers drive the ball downfield, threaten the deep half. Ayuk, Debo, Kittle even up the seam. Just get that ball out 20 yards downfield so that the Chiefs have something to think about. Because, again, like I said, I think the Chiefs are going to try to guard the line of scrimmage against Christian McCaffrey. And then on the other side, offensively for the Chiefs, if you want to beat the Niners, slow this game down. They have so many weapons over there. They can be so explosive. Pacheco. You cannot run the ball enough. And that was the game plan against the Baltimore Ravens. And they milked the clock and they won.
So to that point, the script I see if the Chiefs win this game is the Chiefs play almost a lazy style of football game where it is just very methodical, marching down the field, exactly what they did against the Ravens. Now, this is a little different because the elements came into play against the Ravens, right? It was raining, so that dictated a lot of what the Chiefs were doing. From the 49ers side, what you just said, Rich, is so crucially important that on the first drive, you have success on the ground. you're able to get yourself into second and short situations where you're able to unlock Kyle Shanahan's play action offense, because that's when Brock is at his best. That's when the Niners are at their best. When they're able to get those deep crossing routes to Deebo Samuel or even the Juwan Jennings, like 15-yard curls, like that is when their offense is humming, but it only gets there if you're able to get into the second and short situations set up by the run game.
Do either of you feel Kyle Shanahan's going to have that game plan?
I almost know for a fact that's what he's going to try to do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I do not think so. I do not think so. I think that Kyle Shanahan, I for some reason feel like there's something weighing on him, and he's got to get over this hump, and he's going to play too conservative on this. And then that's going to be a downfall for the Niners.
Well, I will say this. The second half against the Detroit Lions was one of the best coached offensive games I've seen. Now, it was paired with some bad decision making by Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
so
he got on the other
he
side.
Got some help, but Kyle Shanahan in big games, including championship games, has not been able to perform under that pressure in terms of game planning and his calls, his offensive calls. And I think that he showed something in that championship game. So I don't know. Listen, if I have Christian McCaffrey, I'm definitely going to try to feature him. If the Chiefs, though, commit to shut that down, he's got to adjust.
Well, boys, let me take you out to Colorado Springs.
Wasn't sure whose turn it was.
It's me.
Okay.
At the Cadet Fieldhouse, I can't remember the actual name of the basketball court, but it's historic. But starting off in college hoops, San Diego State, they got a decisive win over Air Force last night, 77-64. Final score a lot closer than the actual game was. Aztecs played most of their bench in the last 5 minutes. They're going to get back on the road this Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 p.m. Also in college hoops, number 3 in the country, North Carolina last night, losing at home to unranked Clemson, 80-76. Major League Baseball, Jose Altuve signing a massive extension with the Houston Astros, 5 years, $125 million. He's going to be an hashtag Astro for life. Clayton Kershaw reaching a deal with the Dodgers to return for his 17th season, and he's probably going to have to return midway through the year as he's still coming off that surgery. Some drama in relocation. Have you guys seen this story? It is my favorite of the day. The Las Vegas mayor, instead of welcoming the Oakland A's to town, is saying, just try to figure it out in Oakland. Yeah. Just stay there.
Have you any guesses as to why that is?
Okay. I told this to Rich before the show. My honest opinion is the mayor of Las Vegas, is looking at what the Raiders invested when they came to Las Vegas. And I know that Las Vegas paid for a good portion of that stadium also, but that is a massive financial impact, that stadium itself. The Las Vegas A's are talking about building a $1.5 billion baseball stadium. That's not the same. Like, it is not as big an investment for the A's to go than it was for the Raiders. So she's looking at it like, okay, well, this is bringing in this amount of money. I don't think baseball is going to do the same.
Well, almost at the same time here, there is a lawsuit from the Las Vegas Teachers Association. They're suing the city for the amount of money that's being allocated to relocate the A's. So I'm just venturing to guess here that those have something to do with one another.
Yeah.
I love this story, though.
It's a developing story, and Carolyn Goodman was heavily involved with the Raiders move those years ago. So the fact that she's not backing the brand, doesn't want MLB to hurry up and get the A's out of Oakland to her city, that's not great. It's not great.
No, I feel like you may need to pick a new city.
So how about this? She went on social media later on yesterday to add context to her comments. She said she's excited about the prospect of Major League Baseball in her city, though she doesn't back off her statement about the Oakland A's, and they should try to make the relationship work in a perfect
her exact quote. This is an incredible quote from a city mayor welcoming or not a new Major League Baseball team. She wrote, "I thought this does not make sense. And so why is it happening?" And then I thought, well, because they really want to stay in Oakland. They want to be on the water. They have a magnificent dream, yet they can't get it done. So her contention is, like, they really actually want to be in Oakland. They just couldn't get a deal worked out with the city.
The A's owner does not want to be in Oakland.
Oh, no kidding. But she's like, no, you saw how hard they tried.
That's
Josh Harris? Mayor's take.
Is that his name, Josh Harris?
What's his name? Yeah, I think so. No, John Fisher.
John Fisher. So we talked to Dieter about him. Like, this was almost a year ago now at this point. But Dieter was talking about what a sleaze bag he is. He was even saying you put him up next to the likes of Dean Spano. So this is one of the most greedy people to own and run a Major League Baseball franchise.
I was this close to spitting everything. I was taking a big old slug of that energy drink.
It's not from my mouth. That was Dieter's words.
Holy God.
I think he called him something worse, actually, on our show.
Out in Nevada yesterday, it was also the Republican primary, and the winning checkbox on the ticket was none of these candidates.
Well, so things are going well.
Everything's perfect.
On the other side, we're either going to get to the Chargers' new hires because Jim Harbaugh has been busy. The staff over there, I don't think they have a general manager. To my knowledge, they haven't hired a general manager yet. Is that correct?
I haven't seen that either.
But they do have an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. We'll get to that on the other side.
He's getting the band back together.
No, he really is. They hired Joe Ortiz.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay. So he had a little help getting his DC and his OC together, but very much a Harbaugh flavor there with those choices. Also, we are going to have a guest coming up next.
Maybe? I don't know the answer. That was a maybe 45 minutes ago, and I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
All right.
So we're either going to do the Charger stuff or we're going to talk to a guest out in Vegas. We won't tell you who until we find out.
That's right. It's a secret.
And also, what is no secret is this show has lost a tremendous amount of weight. So as a show, cumulatively, if you haven't heard the number, we've lost over 120 pounds. In fact, when we first started our new lifestyle, I hate to call it a diet because it's more than that. When we first started our new lifestyle, we dropped 60 pounds plus in the first 2 weeks. How did we do it? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. stfatloss.com.
That's right. That's right. I was waiting to hear.
Yeah. So Wayne and Chloe, the weight loss team over at stfatloss.com, they give the personal touch that you need when you're kind of lost. And I would say as a show, I'll speak for myself, but I know that the fellas feel the same way. We felt pretty lost. It was tough. It was tough to like really, first of all, admit like, yeah, I do need help. I can't do this on my own. I can't lose the weight. And then also it was difficult to have somebody else telling you what you were going to eat, say for a week and then a month. And then really honestly, slowly it turned into, no, I could eat this way for the rest of my life. And that's exactly what they're training you to do, is see food and see your diet from a completely different angle. And it really worked. So the way it works is you have your free consultation with Wayne and Chloe. They ask you a bunch of questions. They give you a lot of information about what you're going to do. And then there is it's up to you. There's no commitment. You just have to make your decision and then call them back, or you could make your decision on the phone right there. And then you could go off to the races with this lifestyle change, which has been an incredible positive for all of us. We were tired of all the yo-yo dieting, which is where you get on one of these diets or these prescription weight loss drugs, you lose all this weight, you gain it right back. And so we wanted something that really works. Thousands of clients have worked with Wayne and Chloe, and they've had the same results we've had. So if you are still looking at that calendar and saying, geez, I made all these promises at the end of the year last year, and the new year came and passed, and I still haven't lost any of that weight, you need to go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com.
Well, we may be talking with someone out on Radio Row in Las Vegas, or we might not be. Either way, we're talking Super Bowl next.
This update is presented by eBay Motors. We will begin here in college hoops. San Diego State getting a decisive win over Air Force last night, 77-64. Aztecs back on the road Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 o'clock. 4 teams right now tied at the top of the Mountain West. San Diego State is one of those 4. Sticking with college hoops, number 3 in the country, North Carolina losing yesterday at home to unranked Clemson, 80-76 in Major League Baseball. Jose Altuve signing a 5-year extension to stick with the Astros for the rest of his career. Clayton Kershaw reaching a deal with the Dodgers. He's returning for a 17th season. Some drama in Oakland. The Las Vegas mayor now telling the Oakland A's to maybe just stay there. eBay Motors, here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Yeah, exactly right.
You heard that.
Exactly right.
You heard that?
Big game tailgate Friday, K&B Bistro, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We're going to be having did I say big game tailgate or did I say big game party?
I don't know.
Either way, ton of prizes. Also today on the show, Luke Bryan tickets. He's going to be out at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater August 8th. We also have tickets tomorrow, and we'll be giving away a pair on Friday. If you're looking to buy tickets, livenation.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win.
So the Chargers, the talk of the town. Everybody, it's the first word on their lips. Nobody cares about Super Bowl 58. It's just all about what LA Chargers are doing with their hiring process.
That still doesn't flow to me.
No, it doesn't. San Diego Chargers forever
right.
will be the way the Chargers are remembered the best, remembered the most. I mean, it's still to this day difficult to say Los Angeles Chargers or LA Chargers. It makes no sense. It's phonetically unpleasing. It is, I mean, literally unpleasing.
Right.
The fact that they're in Los Angeles.
Speaking of the San Diego Chargers, little round of applause for Eric Weddle getting into the Breitbart Hall of Fame down there in San Diego.
Dude,
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the LA Rams on social media saying forever a Ram, Eric Weddle? He was there for 1 year.
Dude,
Relax.
but that's a dig at the Chargers. So I dig that. That is exactly what they were doing. He signed with the Rams for that Super Bowl run.
And he was a key part of the Rams on that Super Bowl run.
Yeah, after retiring. It was very cool. That's very funny.
Yeah.
That is very, very funny. Well done to the Rams social media department. And congratulations to Eric Weddle. That is absolutely awesome. A teammate of mine for 2 years, one of the best. The beard, man. Fear the beard. Love that guy. So yeah, the Chargers, they hired their OC and their DC. Jesse Minter comes from Michigan after serving his 2 years as defensive coordinator with the Wolverines, winning a national title with Jim Harbaugh. Comes on to be the defensive coordinator in LA. And then Greg Roman, a blast from the past, a name you know, offensive coordinator for many years with John Harbaugh, 4 years, I believe, and he was a position coach in Baltimore for years before that. Also worked on Jim's staff when he was with the 49ers as his offensive coordinator there. So getting the band back together.
Yeah, I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It can be good. It can be bad. I'll tell you why it can be good. These guys know each other. They've worked with each other. It's not going to be a lot of that onboarding process that slows down progress when you first start anything with a team. And this has to be a team, and they have to get going quick because your window is now. Justin Herbert's great. Justin Herbert may start getting impatient if he doesn't start having postseason success. I wouldn't blame him. So you got to get this dude up and going with a solid defense to get him the ball back. And frankly, with an offense around him, a game plan around him that makes sense.
Remember, we talked with Daniel Popper right after Harbaugh got hired officially, and he said the biggest thing that this does is offers some sort of consistency offensively for Justin Herbert, who's been anything but having consistency around him since he was drafted by the Chargers. It's been a mixed bag. So when you look at Jim Harbaugh, you feel pretty confident that he's going to be there for 5 years and his system will be there for 5 years. Bringing Greg Roman in is kind of an extension of Jim Harbaugh.
Well, and also think about the two quarterbacks that Greg Roman has had the most success with: Colin Kaepernick and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson out in Baltimore. These are two mobile quarterbacks who can also drive the football downfield when needed. And obviously one better than the other when you're comparing Kaepernick and Jackson. But when you look at Justin Herbert, he's a better thrower than them both. And he's not as athletic as either, but he's an athlete. So you can script a lot of those plays that you see ran with the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson. You can run those plays that you saw those years ago with Colin Kaepernick with Justin Herbert. Now, his health has been an issue lately, so I don't know how much of that you want to do in terms of planned QB runs and stuff. But if you teach him how to protect himself, that could be a huge wrinkle for the Chargers offense that really benefits them this upcoming season. Here's the negatives. The negatives are you come from college, you bring in a defensive coordinator from college. This isn't college.
That's actually what I was going to ask you. How much is it, getting your first crack in the NFL coming off college? How different is that?
Couldn't be any more different. Couldn't be. I'm telling you, when I made the leap from college to the pros, I thought I had the world figured out. I felt this way leaving high school. I really didn't. And then I felt this way again leaving college. I really didn't. And you get to the NFL and you realize how fast things are moving, how quick decisions have to be made, and how, honestly, one of the most jarring adjustments were how much of a business it was compared to the college days. Now, it became a business, and that was abundantly clear very quickly in college. I was aware that people's livelihoods depend on how I played and all that. But it's even more so when you get to the next level. Like when you see a teammate wearing a red jersey, which means hands off, don't touch him. Like when you realize that guy in the red jersey, the quarterback, or sometimes even like a receiver or running back who's coming back from injury, gets hit and everybody collectively holds their breath, it's because that's how everybody's feeding their children.
Wow. Yeah.
You start realizing like lives are made off of the health of these guys standing next to me in the huddle. So all of a sudden, just the pressure gets so intense. and you start realizing like what we're all here for. So Jesse Minter's got a lot to learn.
Yeah, we also looked up where you got the information, I guess, of how much Harbaugh's getting paid. $80 million over 5 years, so $16 million a year. Pretty nice payday. His brother's making $12 million.
That's less than the original.
Thanksgiving's gonna get a little awkward.
Yeah, you know,
that's less than the original thought was.
Yeah, I think the thought was $20 million.
Right.
Well, at Michigan, if you remember, the sourced contract we had eyes on was $12 million a year because it was going to be something like 120 over 10, which again, all that money comes to you, assuming you don't get bought out from the contract. It's guaranteed to you as a head coach at the pro or the college level. So that's a huge payday, but you have to wait 10 years to get it. So in this case, he signs a 5-year, $80 million contract. 16 a year is a huge payday. It puts him in the top 5, I would argue, in the league in terms of coach salary.
And it would give him a shot to sign a new contract somewhere else after that 5 years is done.
Or get extended. Say he has an awesome first 3 years under this first deal back in the NFL. He gets extended to another, I don't know, 100 mil over 5 years at that point. Pay him 20 mil then. I mean, he makes a mint. It might even be more than that, to be honest.
$200 million in a 10-year span. That'd work.
That would work.
Yeah. He's also promising titles
to
the Chargers.
Yeah.
With an S.
Well,
the organization that doesn't have one.
Yeah, but you're not going to not promise that.
Yeah,
Listen, it will probably suck, but I mean, I'll be here for it either way.
I'm going to be honest. I can't believe the guys went for it. But thank you, Dean. Good luck.
Jim Harbaugh also promising J.J. McCarthy is going to be the first quarterback picked in the draft.
Well, yeah, he said he wouldn't be surprised if he was the first overall taken at the quarterback position, which that's not happening.
No, weed is legal here.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point.
So,
and he's a guy who lives in an RV now.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly where my head's
So
at.
if you have a guy who lives in an RV and he goes, J.J. McCarthy is going to be the first quarterback taken, like you should just ask him, or just, I'll have what he's having. Anyways, Fletch, coming up next, we are getting ready to see almost a cartoonish combination of corporations coming together, and it's going to have a huge impact on us right here in this room and all of the sports watchers at home. But before we get to any of that, let's talk Hey, it's Rich here for the Good Feet store. So if you're walking around with lower body joint pain, you don't have to. That's what I thought, actually. So I'm not speaking to you from some high platitude here, all highfalutin. No, I was walking around with lower back pain, with knee pain, with hip pain. I thought I was going to need to go in for multiple surgeries. I thought at very least I was going to have my hip done, and my lower back was probably in the on deck circle. And I've canceled all those appointments, and it's because of the fine folks at the Good Feet store. They have 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas, and all it is arch supports in your shoes, but they are specifically designed to your needs. So you walk in there, it's a free fitting and test walk. They make sure that they fit right. They're perfect to you. They shape them to your feet. They make sure they find the perfect arch support that fits your foot. And then you put them in your shoes. That's all your commitment has to be. Just make sure they're in your footwear every single day, whether you're on your feet all day long, you sit at a desk and you just walk around a little bit. It doesn't matter. You'll see the transformation that I enjoyed myself. What happens after a week is all of a sudden you start realizing, oh, I'm waking up with a little less pain. And then after a month, you realize, you know what? The pain's disappeared. And then after a year, you're like, I'm having mostly good days now, and the joint pain has vanished. It's incredible. It's worked for me. I hope that for you. 30 plus years of experience. They're doing something right. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
Crisis averted.
Yeah. All right, everybody who's listening to the sounds of our voice, if you want to listen to our voices and see us in person, it's very simple. All you have to do is come on out to K&B Bistro this Friday. Awesome place, great food. We just had a spread for lunch yesterday. Oh my gosh. Tony Kanja and Lydia Kanja, owners and operators of K&B Bistro, they treated us to a lunch of epic proportions.
Did I leave too early?
You left way too early.
So what's funny though is when Tony goes, hey, I mean, let's just get what's the little bites to eat. Okay, you know what? Let's do cauliflower bites. Let's do those elote bites. Let's do that Del Cerro pizza. Yeah, chicken wing. 2 kinds of chicken wings.
Yeah, we'll do the mango habanero and also the buffalo style short rib pizza,
French dip, spicy chicken sandwich, fish and chips, and some poke.
Yeah.
And
when I left, you guys had said no to food.
Well,
yeah, we said no several times,
and then Tony said. Tony said yes, and we said okay, and so we sat down. And so, listen, the food is spectacular, K&B Bistro. But what's so impressive about that place is it's right inside of a Keg and Bottle location. If you've never been to Keg and Bottle, this is the one by San Diego State, just north on College Avenue, just off the freeway. It's insane. They have a 35 to 40 foot wall of liquor bottles. It goes from the floor to the ceiling. I mean, any vodka you're looking for, any whiskey, bourbon, scotch, any tequila, any gin, anything that you are looking for, it is in keg and bottle. I can promise you. And if it isn't, he can get it for you. And if not already has it on kegandbottle.com, this guy has a warehouse full of booze. It's unbelievable. And then besides the fact, this party, we're going to have these great giveaways.
Yeah, which we've got a 65-inch television.
Yep. Watch the big game on a big screen.
We've got a month of testosterone from the Man Zone.
That's right.
We got a foursome of golf from Long Ball. We've got
2 night stay at the Seabird Resort.
2 night stay at the Seabird.
4-pack to Velocity Paintball.
That's right. We got SeaWorld tickets. We got Luke Bryan tickets. We got Pit Viper sunglasses. So if you want to look like a real doucher walking out of K&B Bistro, we can make that happen. You'll look just like Fletch. I mean, exactly like him.
Yeah, like all douchey and everything. It's going to be, they are actually 6 sunglasses.
They are pretty sweet.
Yeah, you guys always make fun of them until you're like, oh man, they actually look kind of good on you.
Yeah.
And then they don't look kind of good on me though.
We do.
Yeah, never on air. You guys never say that part on air.
After everything's done, we probably are going to ask Pit Viper to send more glasses to us.
Well,
they are sweet.
Yeah, they are. And Buck Norris wears them, and Buck Norris will be there filled with treats.
Yeah. Lucy, the big game goat.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
We met for the first time on a Christmas show.
Who's I believe bringing a couple gift certificates to do some goat yoga to give out as well.
Not wait for this. So it's a big game tailgate party. If you haven't already, you could even check out
sombreros Mexican food.
Who by the way, Javier is stopping by today. So we're going to see Javier, Sombrero Mexican food, coming by with some breakfast burritos, which you guys are going to get to enjoy if you come down to K&B Bistro on Friday, anytime between 7 and 9. I say between 7 and 9, but honestly, we're going to be there for longer after that.
Yeah.
The broadcast officially ends. Our show ends at 9.
By the way, a bit of a bummer. So Friday of last week, it said no rain. Monday, it showed rain. Yesterday, it showed no rain until last night, and then there was like a 40% chance of rain. So we
35 now. That means there's a 65% chance it's not going to happen.
Can we get our weather girls on to talk about the chance of rain actually hitting us?
We should probably do that. We might need a meteorologist.
That's
tomorrow.
Right.
We might have to book someone to come on. So check this out. They're going to need a meteorologist over at Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Fox to deal with all of the money that's going to be raining in.
Say, like all of a sudden they became a lot meteorologists. Good Lord.
Okay, so the 3 companies I just mentioned, again, it's Warner Brothers, Discovery, Disney, and Fox Sports. They're going to merge under a yet-to-be-named standalone app where you're going to stream, I guess, any sport ever, forever.
Right. They're going to have all of these networks: ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, SECN, ACCN, ESPN News, ABC, Fox, FS1, FS2, BTN, TNT, TBS, and True TV. They're going to show NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, hockey, NASCAR, PGA Tour, Grand Slam of tennis, and more. Then that also encompasses Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, which I mean, it's they own it all.
So I don't know if what they're attempting to do is 100% legal.
Well, it could be stopped.
Yeah, so we'll see if this merger is considered a monopoly, if Congress gets in the way. But if they do it and they launch this, all of a sudden you're going to have a situation where it gets a lot easier as a viewer. You're not going to have to flip around between a bunch of different apps to find the sports you're looking for. But it also may become a lot more expensive to watch sports.
Are we just going back to regular TV?
Correct.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so instead of having what the hell?
Well, sort of regular TV. I mean, the problem is now you're going to have to pay this additional amount to have all this.
See, so what happened was you needed something to fracture traditional cable, right? To break up, because by the way, there have been cable companies that have been sued for being monopolies and had to break up. I mean, you had regional strangleholds on areas where people were being price gouged, and all of a sudden enough complaints came to politicians that things had to be done about these cable networks. So what broke them up? Netflix. Netflix was the first streaming subscriber-based entertainment company that broke them up, and then many more came out, and so everything got fractured. And then, yeah, to your point, Fletch, this is now going to be the sports package that becomes a part of another, I'm guessing somewhere down the road, full entertainment app that you can purchase and add your sports package to.
Right. And that will essentially be what we did with cable.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, but my fear is that with cable companies or even some of these streaming services, DirecTV streaming service, that these companies will go, you know what? We don't want to be a part of your streaming service.
Yeah.
So we are just going to leave. And if you want any of this content, you have to subscribe only to us. That's the only way to do it.
Coming up next, we're going to be chatting with Dr. David Chow, Pro Football Doc, on any injuries ahead of Super Bowl 58. Also, we got our morning monologues. But before we do that, TD, what do you got for us?
Well, what I subscribe to is DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, because they just dropped this brand new fantasy app called Pick Six. Pick Six, the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And I have been getting in on the fantasy football action and been winning a little bit of money, which is kind of fun. And it makes the games a ton of fun because you're invested in everything that happens. And my wife likes to play along, which is cool as well. But getting started, it's easy. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Then you're just going to pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of whatever particular stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than one touchdown? And you can track your lineup and then compete against others for a shot at those huge cash prizes. And download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with college hoops, San Diego State got a decisive win over Air Force last night, 77-64. Aztecs back on the road Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 p.m. Sticking with college hoops, number 3 in the country, North Carolina losing yesterday at home to unranked Clemson, 80-76 in Major League Baseball. Jose Altuve signing a 5-year extension to finish his career with the Astros. And Clayton Kershaw reaching a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. He's returning for his 17th season. Some drama in relocation. The Las Vegas mayor now telling the Oakland A's to just stay in Oakland. Here's their promise to you, San Diego. Team Anderson's expert HVAC technicians will tune up your heater or AC. Annual tune-ups will extend the life of your system, and you'll save on energy too. They're Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and nobody wows clients like they do.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Oh, God. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. We are doing it, folks. We are
singing some Luke Bryan here in the studio. And if you don't remember the lyrics, make them up.
Dude, yeah. I can't wait till he does his big hit, Country Girl Shake It, where I made up my own lyrics during the break.
It's more of a drunken Luke Bryan.
Man, I know y'all want to hear it, and so I'm just going to sing it. Man, country girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me, effing shake it for free, yeah.
Shake it and you shake it and you shake it and you shake it.
Shake it over there and shake it over here, shake it on me and shake it my beard, shake it my face, shake it in the grass, shake it all night, wanna shake that ass, country girl. Can you just imagine if he just lost it?
That's happened before, I'm
like
sure.
He just showed up in San Diego. He's like, I am so tired of this song.
I would buy so many shirts.
You do? Yeah. Just Luke Bryan just slumped on a stool, holding a tall boy, just like, you know what, I'm giving up.
I feel like he might come in for a bar car Friday.
Dude,
but
that would be phenomenal.
He's going to be here on August 8th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. We will have tickets coming up on the show today.
Yeah.
Dude, I am such a huge fan of Luke Bryan. I cannot wait to see this show. So if you want tickets to that, keep listening. We'll give you a time to call in. That's going to be an awesome show. We're going to have Luke Bryan tickets available at the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Big Game Tailgate Party that's going on at K&B Bistro. That's in 2 days, Friday between 7 and 9 in the morning.
I'm a little nervous now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're only 2 days away.
You bringing your guitar?
What?
Text line wants
crazy
to know.
talk. I mean, do I need to?
I think you probably should.
Yeah,
Well, all right. I mean, if you want to hear some Luke Bryan, I will bust it out.
Just hammered doing Luke Bryan covers, making up our own.
Yeah.
That was the other decision I made yesterday is for sure an Uber morning on Friday.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of talking through the event with Tony, and it sounds like
we also
Yeah.
we also need members of our promotion staff to help us bring the TV to our listeners' house who wins the television, because we also discussed that. We're like, yeah, because we're going to be too hammered to do that by ourselves.
We did secure transportation, which is nice. Also, we said, look, I know this is supposed to wrap up at 10, but I mean,
yeah,
you may want to just check the box for some OT.
Yeah, we're gonna go into overtime with this one. Great prizes. You could win again just by walking through the doors at K&B Bistro. You could win a 65-inch television to watch the big game on. 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort up in Oceanside. Me and TD stayed there. It's a gorgeous place to stay. Free round of golf for a foursome. Free 4-pack to Velocity Paintball. You're going to be eating sombreros and Mexican food. They're catering the whole thing. A free month of testosterone at the Man Zone for one of our listeners who obviously is a candidate for testosterone treatment. You're going to have Pit Viper sunglasses. It's ridiculous.
It just keeps, and the list keeps growing every day.
Yeah, we keep getting emails like, hey, by the way, you need to throw this in there because we're doing this now.
And so many of our friends that have been here on past Bar Cart Fridays are going to be set up, showing their wares. So if you'd like to come by, get a little taster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some special guests who are planning on stopping by. Hey, breaking news. You guys don't know about this yet. Tomorrow on the show, not Big Game Tailgate, but tomorrow on the show, we're going to be giving away a $100 gift card to OG's.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Oh, and today, in just about 22 minutes, Sombrero Mexican food coming by. We're gonna be hanging out with our buddy Javier.
They're like tailgating the tailgate.
Like he's here. He's like, yeah, we gotta do a little pre-burrito.
Right.
That's what we call it, a pre-rito. Anyways, it's going to be awesome. We're super pumped to meet many of you who've been listening to this show, who've been supporting this show. We're thrilled to be throwing this alongside Tony Kanja at Keg and Bottle, one of his 10 locations in San Diego. So
and today, when Sombreros gets here, we're giving away a $50 gift card to Sombreros.
Holy smokes.
Look at that.
Jeez,
Look at that.
We're
making
doing so
it
many
rain
things.
here.
We're doing so many things.
Are we? So we got Dr. David Chow going to join us here in mere moments to talk about any possible injuries, any possible problems that he foresees here in the Super Bowl this weekend. But do we want to try to squeeze in monologues beforehand?
Let's do it.
Okay.
We could do it. We've done this before.
Yeah. That's correct.
All right, fellas, I think Fletch should go first because I believe he's going to be busy getting Dr. David Chow onboarded here in just a moment. So why don't you lead us off here, Fletch?
So Monday after the Super Bowl has long been the most requested day off, right? And we all say it should be a national holiday, right? Freaking teachers get Monday off this year.
No
Yes.
way.
And I don't even know why.
How did they pull that off?
Is it President?
Lincoln's birthday?
Yeah.
You know what they did?
President's
They
Day?
probably floated a holiday. Oh, no, you're right. It is President's Day.
Right. Yeah.
No, I think that's the following weekend.
You know what? You're right.
Well,
it is I
so
could
it
be
goes
convinced
Lincoln's
of
birthday
anything.
and there's Washington's birthday. But then they combined it. Well, I thought they just made Washington's birthday President's Day or something like that.
For whatever reason, and my wife is a teacher, TD's wife is involved in the school system. I think we all know that teachers get after it and they like to party. And I've already been requested to attend several teacher parties on Sunday, and I don't think I can do it, guys. Like I did the whole party thing for the Packers-Niners game, and it was not a fun experience for me because I was surrounded by a bunch of Packers fans. I think I'm punting on this. Like, do I volunteer to be Kendall's DD? And just I'll drop her off and pick her up. I don't think I can actually go to a Super Bowl party.
Wait, man, but what if the Niners lose? You will not be able to drive.
Well, I could pick her up. I do not talk, but
I think you go to this party.
I'm not going to the party.
The teacher parties?
I can't
the teacher
do it,
parties are awesome.
Teacher parties are off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts.
Dude, yeah. They're all pent up from dealing with like kids. So it's adult time and they get after it.
So picture what you're picturing for a teacher party and then picture me sitting on the couch, like intensely watching the game.
Right.
And chaos ensuing around me where, let's do limoncello shots.
Well,
that's kind of
fun.
Yeah. And limoncello, I mean, at least for you, when you bring Kendall home on limoncello, I'm just saying.
Chicken for the girl and the chicken in the city.
I don't envision this game being a fun experience for me. I haven't had fun yet in the postseason.
Good. Enjoy it.
That's the curse of being a fan, dude.
I say no. You go to this party.
I'm not going.
I think that's a dumb move.
Can't do it.
That's a dumb move.
Well,
not doing it.
Let me ask you this question. Is it because you want to be alone in case the Niners lose? Are you planning for the worst here?
Or even if they win, like my celebrations are best observed by no one.
But did you
guys have seen me on the golf course?
That's a good point.
So did you go anywhere for the Lions game?
No, I stayed at home.
Okay. I was trying to see what the juju was, but because you were somewhere for at least one half of the Packers game.
Awful, terrible mistake.
I say you go to this party.
Not going.
Yeah, I think it's a dumb move.
Oh man, this is so funny. All right, TD, what do you got for us?
Mine's pretty quick. Minus maybe two exceptions. One of them being Apocalypto, the other being Squid Game. If a movie or a show needs to be dubbed or has more than, let's say, 30% subtitles, start over.
Uncultured
I don't
swine.
need it. I don't need it. I don't want to read along. I don't want to see the lips move that are so far off of the dubbed over voice. I don't want the voice to sound way different than the person I'm looking at. I'm out. I'm so out.
In the original language.
But then I have to read it.
That's fine.
I don't want to read it.
I'm going to give you a movie recommendation. It's from the same guy that directed Squid Games. It's called Train to Busan. That movie will blow your mind.
Interesting.
I'm telling you right now, just on the name alone, I'm out.
Wow.
I'm out.
Racist.
Wow.
It just didn't capture me. It didn't grab me. All right. I don't want to read along. That's all I'm saying.
I saw a stat recently that said that 51% of Americans, regardless of whether that's in English or a different language, they have the subtitles on the screen. Like they're just more comfortable having words on the screen.
Nope.
I'm a subtitles guy.
Nope.
I'm not. I can't do it.
Nope.
I hate it.
But when I'm watching a foreign anything, I do like the subtitles. I don't mind reading subtitles during a foreign.
And I would way
film.
rather have the original audio than the dubbed over English version because those suck.
What do you want me to do next? Color it?
Oh,
no thanks.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, you're right.
Uncultured swine.
He really is.
Yeah.
It makes me sick. Shake it, girl. Country from me, girl. All right, I'll be really quick with my monologue because I really want to jump in with Dr. David Chow, Pro Football Doc on X. Also, sixscore.com is where you find all of your injury information ahead of the big game. Cannot wait to talk to him. I want to talk about two things that have been really under the radar leading into Super Bowl 58. The Chiefs defense and Brock Purdy, like the two, I don't think are being heralded enough. Now, here's the reasons why. I think it's because other things overshadow them. Like Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, the juggernaut that has been the Chiefs offense over the past 6 years has really overshadowed the defense. But the defense is what carried this team to the championship game and then to the Super Bowl. During the season, the Chiefs defense have allowed the fewest points per game in the regular season and the postseason, by the way, with the youngest roster. I mean, that's a testament to Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator. He's been incredible. But this Chiefs defense has kept this team afloat. And then you look on the other side, Brock Purdy, who has Debo, and I know he has Kittle, and I know he has Christian McCaffrey, and all of the parts around him overwhelm and overshadow his talent. He leads the NFL in passer rating, completion percentage, yards per pass attempt. His full season as a starter has been one of historically the best seasons a quarterback has played. And what everybody talks about are the weapons around him. He's getting none of the credit. In fact, I made a comparison to Tom Brady earlier in his career, and I said they're eerily similar. I was talking about this week on San Francisco radio. And the truth is, he's actually off to a better start than Tom Brady was.
The season he just had is the best season in 49ers history.
It's
as a quarterback.
Absurd what he's been able to accomplish. But both the Chiefs defense and this young kid, both young, by the way, youngest defense in the league, one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league doing it right now, both being overshadowed by other parts of this game. Okay, that's the morning monologue. We do it every day. Now we turn our attention to our weekly guest on the injury front, Dr. David Chow, Pro Football. I'm on Twitter there, or X, whatever you call it. Also, Six Score, SICScore.com, sports injuries. How you doing? How's Vegas?
Las Vegas, we're missing you guys out here. You guys should be here. It's the room is a little sparse still. I mean, because it's still a little early, but lots going on. You guys know all about Radio Row here. McAfee set's right here. Sirius set behind me here. I got one thing. I hopped on earlier. I heard your movie monologue here. I agree with you that the subtitle movies I don't love, except as I get older, there's one reason I do love them that you guys haven't figured out yet.
What's that?
But you can actually stay awake easier when you're reading subtitles.
Oh,
you can actually finish the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, but as you get older, like you put on a movie, you kick your feet back. That fall asleep potential is high, but if you have to engage your mind and read the subtitles, I'm much more likely to finish a movie. Now, I'm much less likely to start a subtitled movie. I'll give you that, but I'm much more likely to finish a subtitled movie.
That is a pro tip right there, because that is my problem as well. Is I fall asleep quick. No matter what the movie is, I'll fall asleep quick.
Hey Doc, so ahead of Super Bowl 58, before we get to the injuries, what has it been like? I mean, give us a little taste of what the Strip has been like hosting its first ever Super Bowl. Has this been a week of events, or like you said, Radio Row's a little sparse, but is the town filled up yet?
Oh, the town's getting filled up. Radio Row's not going to be sparse. It's just sparse at this time in the morning. You know, I started with the 5:30 this morning. You guys are the third one today already. So I'm out here working, but I haven't been outside much. I mean, yesterday went on Jim Rome's CBS set right in front of Bellagio, and the fountains were going off behind us as we were doing the interview, and it was raining, and but it was all good. But haven't been outside too much. I'm sure everyone comes in, by Thursday. It's starting to pick up some already, etc.
Hey, Doc, looking at these two teams, are there any injuries sticking out to you that are still lingering, or maybe something new, or just anything that you're going, we should watch out for this?
Well, there's always injuries, right? But, it's a survival of the fittest, right? And as we talked about leading up to it, when there are, in let's say the wild card round, Miami's injured, they're out. Cleveland's injured, they're out. Philadelphia's injured, they're out, right? So it's survival of the fittest. Right now, both teams are relatively healthy, and that's why they got here. But the Chiefs have a few more injury issues than the 49ers at this point in time, namely along the defensive line in terms of depth. Noddy, a run stopper, and Omenahue, who played with the 49ers, tore his ACL. And then on the offensive side, Joe Thuney, and Rich could speak to this. You can't play left guard if you have a right pec strain. You cannot give up the A gap in the game of football. And that's why I don't think he's going to play.
And it looked like there was some information coming out from the Chiefs yesterday that he's not likely to play in this game. So you're right on there, Doc. When you look at the amount of time that guys have off between the NFC Championship, AFC Championship, and the Super Bowl, does the 2 weeks give you any pause here about what their training should have been? And then obviously the distractions of where you are right now in Radio Row. Is the training going to be up to snuff for the big game?
Yeah, well, I always speak about the magical healing powers of the extra week before the Super Bowl, right? Everyone wants to play. Even Omenahue, when in game, we said, that looks like an ACL tear. The next day, he came out and said, I guarantee you I'm playing. And the day after that, the MRI came back with the ACL tear. But, the extra week, and, it's busy week. Both teams are holed up at Lake Las Vegas, off the Strip. Families are there, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think we're going to see any players on the Strip, et cetera. Obviously, the media opportunities, as you know, at the hotels and the conference rooms. And it seems like at least that 49ers practice field controversy is died down. But see, this is what happens when you lay down new sod 6 days before. That's what happens. And this is why you will never have grass at MetLife Field. You can do it for the World Cup because you can lay down the sod 3-4 weeks ahead of time and not have seams. And remember, in soccer, it's 150-pound guys running all over the field, a couple at a time, not 325-pound linemen tearing up the middle of the field up and down. And MetLife is two teams, right? And so you can't install sod. I mean, when you have two teams playing, there's no solution unless you've already pre-designed the stadium to have the tray or something, because you can't ship it in on pallets. We did that Houston Texans, and what happened? Wes Welker tore his ACL on a seam. Remember that? And they had to change their system. So, just because it's there at the World Cup at MetLife, it's not going to be permanent, especially when you're hosting two teams.
Yeah, you're saying that. Yeah, I think I was there for that game actually when Welker went down with the ACL tear. It was crazy. Doc David Chow joining us. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch this morning. SICScore.com is where you can find all this great information. That's SICScore.com. Hey, last one here from us, Doc. You mentioned it in passing about the 49ers complaining about the playing surface. In your long history as a doctor in the league, when you're dealing with bad field conditions, is there a huge uptick in injuries in your opinion, or do you think this might have been a little overblown?
Well, the field conditions were there for their practice field, right? I'm quite sure the league will have Allegiant Stadium figured out because of the controversy from last year with the slick field. And believe it or not, poor footing or a slick field leads to fewer injuries. It's sort of like in skiing, if your bindings release, you don't tear your ACL. If the bindings don't release, you do. This is why experts put it on tightly and beginners put it on loosely. So when it's a slick surface, there's actually fewer injuries, but also lower performance. That's what players complain about. I slipped. I couldn't make the cut, etc. So that's always the yin and yang of fields.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Doc, out there in Vegas, are there any buffets that are up and running? Have you hit any?
I have not hit any buffets yet, but there is some media food here. There was the opening day media party that they did at Las Vegas. The host committee did a good job. It was at the Grand Prix F1 venue, which is huge, unbelievable, that venue, and they did a good job with that. And actually got the wife coming in today, and we're gonna go just for one night, and we're gonna go to the U2 show at the Sphere.
Oh, what? Cool. That's awesome.
Now you're talking.
How about that?
Enjoy that. Send pictures, buddy.
All right, sounds good.
All right, there he goes, Doc David Chow joining us as he did every single week of the NFL season. Going to be sad to see him go. Going to miss that guy,
didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, he did. He did look great.
You see the background. He's got the 6-score background there on Radio Row. Again, sicscore.com for all of your really injury and betting information, because those two things are definitely tied to each other. All right, we're going to have Sombrero's Mexican food coming in studio on the other side, some breakfast burritos for us. We're going to actually name current players in Super Bowl 58 after Mexican foods.
Yeah.
So you guys get yourself ready for that. And then we have a $50 gift card to Sombrero's Mexican food.
Golly, I cannot wait. Tailgating.
Any of that. TD.
Come on. You know what? I loved talking with Doc Chow all season long here, because he helped you get ready for, maybe getting in on some of the action with DraftKings. You could get kind of the inside information, so you knew whether or not you wanted to go more or less on a particular player. What am I talking about? I'm talking about DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped this brand new fantasy app called Pick Six. Pick Six, the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is really easy to do. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and then sign up using code SD760. What's that code again? SD760. Then you're just going to pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a particular stat. A couple weeks ago, I just picked two. I put $5 in. I won $50. Come on. I love it. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? That's all you got to do to choose this thing. You can track your lineup, compete against others for a shot against huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up using code SD760. That's code SD760. Only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Coming up next, Sombreros in studio and your chance to win a gift card to Sombreros Mexican Food. This update is presented by Taco Bell. Starting off in college hoops, San Diego State got a decisive win over Air Force last night, 77-64. Aztecs getting back on the road Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 o'clock. Sticking with college hoops, number 3 in the country, North Carolina losing yesterday at home to unranked Clemson, 80-76. Major League Baseball, Jose Altuve signing a massive extension with the Houston Astros, 5-year, $125 million. Looks like Altuve is going to finish his career in Houston. Clayton Kershaw reaching a deal with the Dodgers. He's returning for a 17th season. And some drama in relocation. Las Vegas mayor now telling the Oakland A's maybe just pump the brakes and stay in Oakland. In the morning, Taco Bell keeps it toned down and simple like the breakfast crunch wrap with fluffy egg, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla. Nothing too wild, just delicious Taco Bell breakfast served until 11 a.m. Is Darnay coming? That happens all the time. Maybe we'll just text Togerson. Well, it's not the flashiest. I wouldn't even argue it's my favorite, but it does help you, and it is the cure for when you're feeling a little sick. Christian McCaffrey is the menudo of the 49ers. The long-thought-of hangover cure, he is the long-thought-of, for me, the cure for 49ers anemic offense at times. Christian McCaffrey toting 6, 7, 8 yards a carry. He is the menudo of the San Francisco 49ers. I got another. Okay, so this is actually going to be a combo. This is going to be two people. It is. So, have you guys ever messed with tortas? So it's like a burrito, but it's a sandwich. And it's on that really good kind of sweet bread that's thick and fluffy. Trent Williams is my torta. And when you combine him with George Kittle, they make a beautiful sandwich that is devastating to run games, defenses. So they are my torta. No, tortas are delicious. Lap. There was a lap you needed to take earlier in the show when you said something about meteorologist being meteor. Like the lap. Stop saying ruddy. What you put on the rundown, I hope, is not the reason why. Not to be that guy. Carne asada burrito. Carne asada is beef. Can I be a jerk for one? So Travis Kelce doesn't shut up. He's lengua tacos. Do you know what lengua is? It's beef tongue. Because he doesn't shut up and lengua has to do with the mouth, he's the lengua taco. Actually, lengua is delicious. And if you haven't had it, that's next week on Travis Tries Tuesday. Dude, lengua is delicious. Because he's deep fried? I just won't even listen. Pretty easy when you're talking. It's actually not a bad take. And always surprisingly tasty. Like when you're talking about the kids menu, like my place in Merced growing up was Lanitas. The cheeseburger at Lanitas was fire. I do. So I'm going combo again here because Brock Purdy is my California burrito because that's my favorite. So Brock Purdy, California burrito, my favorite. Patrick Mahomes is carne asada fries because it's like a California burrito, but a little bit better. There, I just said it. He is the sizzle.
Oh, I had extractions done or needed to have them done. I needed implants to be put in after my playing career was over. I didn't know who to turn to. In fact, when I went to my original dentist, they said, "Yeah, this process is going to take a year and a half. You're going to be down for the count for a while. You're probably not going to be able to broadcast for a while." I was like, "That does not work." So I went to Dr. Jordan Colby over at Ocean View Dental. He told me it would only take 3 months from start to finish. I was told 18 months by my former dentist. He told me only 3 months, and he was a miracle worker. I went in there, and exactly what he said happened. All the appointments were in the same office. All the imaging, all of the technology needed is in the same office. He did the oral surgery, and all with a view of the Pacific Ocean right up there in Oceanside, easy to get to from anywhere in San Diego. If you're looking for a new dentist, I implore you, I beg you, go to oceanviewdental.net. This guy is a miracle worker, but he's also created this family-friendly atmosphere. It's where I bring my family for their dental work as well, and you should too. It's oceanviewdental.net. That's oceanviewdental.net.
Yeah, it's happening. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. And sorry, I can barely, I can barely talk over the Buñuelos.
Oh, what are you having a Buñuelo?
Yeah,
Buñuelo at 7:51 in the morning. That's fine.
How
about a churro?
Yep. Wait, there was churros?
We didn't do either of those on our comparisons.
No. You know what?
Who would be a churro?
Let's say who's sweet.
Taylor Swift.
No.
Oh.
Who would be the Taylor Swift? Who would be the churro?
I'm thinking Rashee Rice.
What? Rashee Rice?
Yeah.
Actually, TD had on his list Rashee Rice. Rice.
He's the rice. No, why do I take a lap? We got Sombrero's Mexican food here in studio. They brought the Tailgate Taco Pack.
Oh my God, yeah.
So this is it right here. You want the one-stop shop to have your big game party ready to rock and roll?
I'm going to shout to you what they have in the taco pack.
All right. So Rich is going to go over. He's live on location. Okay, so the taco pack one comes in a gigantic bag. And you got tortillas. You got rice. You got the beans. You got plenty of silverware. Yeah. All of the utensils you need. You have 5 different salsas. You got cheese. You got guacamole. You got the tortilla chips. A couple bags of tortilla chips, by the way. Carnitas and carne asada. Oh, and then you the carrots, the jalapenos, all in. It's like a gigantic tub. Yep. My mouth is hoo-wee. Listen, go to Sombrero's Mexican food. There's one nearby you. Set your big game tailgate up with the Sombrero's Tailgate Taco Pack.
And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but they cater too.
They do. They cater, which is kind of this.
Yeah. And congratulations to Sean, who won our $50 gift card to Sombrero's. We'll be hooking him up with that next week. And by the way, Friday, Sombrero's is coming to the big game tailgate to cater the big game tailgate.
Dude, we're so pumped. Javier is awesome over there. You'll see him at all of their locations at Sombrero's Mexican food. Okay, guys, we got to get to the story about Oakland and Las Vegas. Thank you. We'll see you Friday. There he goes. Javier is the best.
He's like Santa Claus. He dipped in. He dipped out.
He snuck in.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Wow. Okay, so check this out. We have the Las Vegas city mayor telling the Oakland A's, you know what? We're all set. Just stay in Oakland.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the actual quote here.
It is my favorite quote of all time.
The actual quote is, they've got to go figure out a way to stay in Oakland. Yeah. I feel like that door's closed.
Yeah, so we'll find out what happens with John Fisher and the gang in just a little bit. But first, we got to get to this. Fletch.
Hey, it's Fletch. If you're sick of the yo-yo diets, if you're sick of the fad medications, make sure you get on over to sdfatloss.com today. Start losing weight the healthy way with Wayne and Chloe, our weight loss team. It's been ridiculously successful for us, all of us down over 30 pounds since we started with sdfatloss.com. And as soon as you get off those drugs or those fad diets, your weight's going to come right back to haunt you. That's what they call the yo-yo diet. sdfatloss.com, not a yo-yo diet. SD Fat Loss, they got the secret for quick weight loss. Most importantly, lasting weight loss. They've used this time-tested method over literally tens of thousands of clients across the country, and they've broken the weight loss code. It's not a starvation diet. It's not a fad. It's not a long list of side effects. SDFatLoss.com. It's just healthy weight loss using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help your body become you once again. Remember that you that was in college where you were able to eat whatever you want? Well, that's not who you are anymore, but SDFatLoss.com will show you how to eat good food, healthy food, and get back to that you that looked so good. If you're done being exhausted with the same old stubborn weight loss problems, learn how SDFatLoss.com can help you today with a free consultation with Wayne and Chloe. You got nothing to lose but the unwanted pounds. Get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. Hour number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by the Jim Patrol Real Estate Team. College hoops, San Diego State getting a win last night over Air Force 77-64. Aztecs back on the road Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 o'clock. Sticking with college hoops, number 3 in the country, North Carolina. The Tar Heels losing last night at home to unranked Clemson 80-76. Major League Baseball, Jose Altuve signing a massive extension with the Houston Astros, 5 years, 125. Looks like Altuve is going to finish his career in Astro, and Clayton Kershaw reaching a deal with the Dodgers. He's returning for his 17th season. Some drama and relocation as the Las Vegas mayor now telling the Oakland A's to just stay in Oakland. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Patrol has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to you all. We're doing it. We're doing it on a Wednesday, and we're doing it in style. Sombrero's Mexican food just dropped by. Huge congrats to Sean winning the $50 gift card. He's going to be enjoying his big game catered by Sombrero Mexican food. I'm seeing burping Mexican food into the microphone. I
love tacos.
I love tacos so much. We got the Sombrero's taco pack.
The tailgate taco pack, which you need to get for your tailgate, for your big game party. As we were coming back there, I was in mid taco, and I thought that was going to be a way longer intro.
It was not.
No,
it was not.
No, she was short. She was shorty.
She was a shorty, and that's okay.
Just eat your tacos during the show.
That's a good point.
No problem. No problem.
You could do that.
I just saw something pop up here regarding the Super Bowl. Joshua Williams from the Chiefs, a defensive back, apparently got attacked by a coyote.
Wow.
That's just what he's saying. Coyote attack. Is that the excuse?
Okay. Oh, you're saying why he was like late for curfew or something like that?
Yeah, right.
Oh, interesting. So I'm very curious when it happened. I'm assuming at nighttime because coyotes are nocturnal hunters. That's the you know what? Here's the deal. You're in the desert. They're staying far away from the strip. And the further you get into the suburbs around Vegas, the more coyotes you see. There's no question about that.
Right. And I mean, I think they're near brothels. I don't know.
That's a good point.
I'm not saying anything.
No.
Coyotes don't mess with people, though.
Well, they do now. They don't care anymore.
They don't care anymore. And also, they like bunnies. So the bunny ranch is where
that's in Reno.
Well, there's plenty of bunnies.
If I would have said that, you'd have been like, lap.
No, that wasn't a joke.
No. I meant actual bunnies, you sick bastard. What, you thought I was talking about prostitutes?
There's an actual place called the Bunny Ranch.
No, I know. That's the reason why I told the joke. It was a joke.
I get all of the things.
Look, the Mexican food is gone to our head.
Right now.
We're just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Listen, we got to do just a quick rave. We do it every single Wednesday now at 8:04.
I thought we were doing Red Pill, Blue Pill.
No, it's the Big Rich TV and Fletch rave brought to you by Sombrero's Mexican food. Everybody, pop your collars and drop your dollars. Next up to the stage, Travis TD Dale. He's going to take you to the end zone, fellas.
Oh, we're doing this after halftime. My bad.
Dude, I should be a strip club PA announcer. That felt right.
I'm going to take you to the end zone.
Get it, TD? Anyways, look, the point is this.
No, I get it. I also get end zone. There's a score reference in there.
Oh, there definitely is.
Wow.
You're going to want to get it up and over his goalpost. Sorry.
No such thing of illegal use of hands with TD.
What? We got to stop. Listen, here. And by the way, that is one of the things that made the NFL the most nervous is the access to so many things in such a short amount of square mileage.
So much so they're like, listen, you guys are going to stay in Arizona. It's a quick hour drive to Vegas.
So we're talking about the game plans for the Kansas City Chiefs and for the San Francisco 49ers when we started the show earlier this morning. There is, problems everywhere you look with both these teams. And I'm talking about the weapons they have to use against their opponents. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, that hookup is a problem. C-Mac out of the backfield for the Niners. All the weapons around that offense with Debo and Kittle. Those are problems for the Chiefs defense. Here's the question I want to ask our listeners too. In 70470, start your text message with team if you want to weigh in. What are the problems you are going to face on Super Bowl Sunday, and how are you going to get over the adversity? How are you going to beat the odds? Because there's a lot of people who are going to be, hosting their Super Bowl party. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to Super Bowl parties. We'll start with Fletch here on this show because Fletch is a 49ers fan, and he is refusing his wife's invitations to go to the teacher parties that are being thrown all weekend long.
That's a mistake.
It's a selfless act, in my opinion. I think I would be a downer on the party. Like everyone else would be doing shots because teachers have the day off on Monday, so they can get as wet and wild as they want. And they're gonna, teachers, they party hard. And teacher parties are really, really fun in the right context. I don't think me watching the 49ers as a nervous wreck is going to be a fun thing for me or anyone around me. So I'm volunteering to be a designated driver. I will go pick her up. I will drop her off. I'll do all the things. I just don't want to go to the party. So the biggest problem if you're married to a teacher is your wife's going to be drunk on Sunday.
Yeah. You know what? You just
that doesn't sound like a problem.
It's not a problem.
It's just, everything sounds good.
It's not a problem until it is a problem. By the way,
although I do want to do another strip club introduction for Fletch now.
Okay.
Next up to the stage, it's Benjamin. That's right, Fletcher. Give it up for the substitute teacher. Is he going to show up on time? We're not sure. He's wheeling in his television to watch his Niners, and then he's gonna. Well, look, I'm losing it.
Drop the Benjamins.
Oh my God!
I'm worth $100.
Fellas, take your shirts off and spin them like a helicopter for Fletch. He's gonna drop some.
Let's see those overhead projectors.
You want to see him go knuckle deep in his shallow belly button?
Wait, why overhead projectors?
I was trying to think
It's fine.
Projectiles.
I would say this is the biggest problem that people have on Super Bowl Sunday. The burnout. So this is what everybody's going to do this. I shouldn't say everybody. There are certain people who are absolute pros at this. But a lot of people show up to a Super Bowl party like an hour early, right? Maybe a half hour before the game. And they start just gavoning all of the appetizers, and they're drinking, and it's shots, and it's this, and then they don't pace themselves.
That's me every time.
So then they just get plastered. They pace themselves to a chair. They fall asleep at halftime. They miss the whole usher act.
Whatever.
And then all of a sudden they wake up when somebody shouts in the fourth quarter, and they go, it's just in just a general haze.
By the way, been there. The score was 28-3. Tom Brady looked defeated, fall asleep at halftime, wake up. Patriots won the freaking Super Bowl. That happened to me in college.
You could almost name any Super Bowl I've been there.
You've fallen asleep through all of them?
Probably. Third quarter snoozer.
Man, the Broncos really haven't been in that many.
But even the Bronco one, I think I took a little nap.
The only one I fell asleep was the one I was at. No,
I didn't do it on purpose. I have the same issue where, what? Somebody brought deviled eggs to this party?
Dude, that's my problem is I focus in on an appetizer that I know for a fact I'm going to be like one of the only people interested in it. And so I just start hammering it, and I get the whatever it's called, the itis. When your stomach's so full, you get nappy. Yeah. And then I ruin my time. Yeah. So a caution to anybody out there.
It's a cautionary tale.
It's a caution. Anybody out there, pace yourself.
Or just be a fan of one of the teams, and you can't eat because you're so nervous.
Well, say that sounds awful. Also,
it's not fun.
Yeah,
I have had zero fun on this playoff run.
As a 49er fan, what are your expectations for Sunday?
Win.
Well, okay. Outside of the game results, like what is the procedure when you wake up, when you're getting ready to watch the game, depending on where you watch it, because you may get dragged to this party. I have news for you, buddy. But
yeah, exactly.
What is the preparation that you are specifically going to be going through as a Niners fan? Because this is a big deal, buddy.
So the game's at 3:30. That means there's a lot of time to kill between the time my dog wakes me up at 5:30 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. I think I'm probably going to go on like a 7-mile walk. Like Richie, if you want to knock out your whole Rady Children's Hospital promise, we can do it on Sunday morning.
I have 50 miles to walk.
Yeah, I'm down to do like 7 of them.
That's not great, but I got to do that soon because we're going to keep piling up more and more miles every year we go deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole.
You did promise TD and I could tailgate it, meaning we set up different positions as we go. We'll bring a little hibachi grill, put it in the back of the Tacoma, and literally it'll be like Jesus' walk to the cross. He will set up mile markers.
It's just like that. I've sacrificed so much for everybody. It's going to be awful. Thank you for reminding me of that. The other thing though is for me, I'm actually going to be listening to a lot of this game. So I have to do the broadcast up in LA, and then I have to drive down. I'll probably only catch like the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter because I'm going all the way up until kickoff a half hour before kickoff on Fox Sports Radio. So I'm going to have probably the worst Super Bowl Sunday of the three of us.
Yeah, right? Come on.
I'm going to have the kids screaming in the back seat. Well, yeah, actually, no, your nerves. You're going to have the worst
There
Super Bowl
is
Sunday.
a 50-50 shot that I have the worst Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
That's
a good point,
do you
too.
guys have any inclination or any feeling that we know who's going to win this game right out of the get-go?
No, I think it's going to be close.
I think it is too.
I think it's going to be fourth quarter who has the ball last. And if Brock Purdy has the ball last, how does he not throw an interception? That's what gets me worried.
It's boy, can you imagine the pressure in your second year as a quarterback after the turmoil that you've faced during the postseason, arguably some of your worst starts in any games you've played in your career.
Okay,
and then
that's not true.
And then I mean,
like
not the Lions game.
Well,
no, yeah,
top five.
It was a bad start. The first half
was bad.
Okay, keep
and
going.
then second half, dude, I'll give him credit. Second half, he looked like an all-pro quarterback in the second half. It was incredible. But in the first half,
the defense giving up points on back-to-back possessions was a bigger part of the reason.
That didn't help. It definitely didn't help. It's not like the offense scored a whole lot either.
But they were driving the ball down the field. They missed a field goal after the first one. They scored a touchdown on the second possession. Like, I don't know if that was a bad start. But anyways,
Brock looked nervous. Brock didn't look. Yeah, I know. Listen, he's right.
But did you see the final drive of that Packers game? Let's go back to that.
But did
Can
you
we talk about that?
You guys make fun a lot. I just don't think he's been that bad.
He has. Well, you are misinterpreting.
He hasn't been that bad.
He had a rough three-quarter. Let's put it this way. Here's where you need to be worried. In my opinion, out of the 8 quarters, he's had 5 bad ones. And he's had one really, really great moment in that Packers game and an amazing half against the Detroit Lions. So there's a lot of good, but it's mixed. It's interspersed with some of the bad. If he finishes the way he's finished both of these playoff games against Chiefs, I mean, there's no stopping the Niners.
So you guys been watching any of the availability for the players that have been like on the field at Allegiant Stadium?
You mean like the media day? Yeah.
For the most part, it's nauseating. Which Harry Potter house would you be in, and your coaches and teammates? Brock Purdy, do you know that you look like Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy who assassinated somebody?
That is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Who did he assassinate?
President Kennedy?
Yeah, that's like maybe the second most famous assassination.
I get the Lincoln one and him confused all the time.
Who would you say is the most famous assassination? Is it Franz Ferdinand?
Yeah, that's tops.
Is that the one that started World War?
Honest Abe?
I was going to go Honest Abe or Tupac.
I mean, not to throw back to earlier in the segment, but I think Jesus is the most famous assassination.
Good
isn't it?
point.
Is that an assassination?
Point. The Romans took him down, and that was planned.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So I guess Jesus, Abe, JFK, Tupac. Is Tupac an assassination? That's like a murder.
I think, but you call it a hit, though.
Yeah, but still, that's an assassination.
Yeah.
But do you have to have some kind of status though to be assassinated?
Dude, I don't think
Tupac had status.
Well, okay. I guess in that sense, yes. I'm talking about like some sort of political sway.
Do you know that what's his name? Teddy Roosevelt? He got shot in the middle of giving a speech.
And he lived.
So he got shot in the chest.
Did he finish the speech?
Okay. So he gets shot in the chest, and then he looks down and he goes, "For those of you who don't know, I've just been shot, but it's going to take more than that to take down a bull moose." And then he gave a 45-minute speech. The bullet was forever lodged in his chest because surgeons deemed it safer to leave it than to try to extract the bullet.
Wow.
And live for a long time afterward.
History's biggest badass. I'm sorry I brought up Lee Harvey Oswald.
We got texters weighing in. Lou Penrose, News Radio 600 Kogo, just gave his vote. Sonny Corleone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's strong.
That was definitely an assassination.
How did we get here? I don't even remember what we were talking about.
You guys want to hit a halftime?
Yes.
Okay, let's hit a halftime. What? We'll just go ahead. We'll throw it in neutral for a second.
All right, what I got for you guys in the world of assassinations. In the NFL, Chiefs, man, they desperately want Andy Reid to coach them well after the Super Bowl. They're saying we love him, but Chiefs fans never fear. Andy Reid says he's got a lot of years left. Good. Good. Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers continues to fill out his coaching staff with some familiar faces. Greg Roman, who was Harbaugh's offensive coordinator with the Niners from 2011 to 2014. He'll be joining him in the same role out in L.A. Former Michigan defensive coordinator Jesse Minter will also be taking the same role in Los Angeles. In baseball, the mayor of Las Vegas spoke up about the A's planned relocation to the desert. She said, yeah, they've got to figure out a way to stay up in Oakland. Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Teachers Association, they're suing the city due to the public funding that has been used to relocate the team. So maybe some correlation there in college hoops. The Aztecs completely destroyed Air Force 77-64. It wasn't even close.
Nice.
Wasn't even close. They call that a good win.
Yeah.
It's a good win. In the NBA, the Pacers XM, the Rockets, 132-129. The Suns, Milwaukee, the car of the Bucks, 114-106. You top my God, Becky. Look at her butted. The Thunder, 124-117. The Bullseye, the Timberwolves in overtime, 129-123. Speaking of assassins, Dallas Assassin created the Nets 119-107. Myself, and I, the Magic 121-95. And the Knicks, Cage, the Grizzlies 123-113. Pretty good, right? I mean, that was a pretty solid list. You guys know Sombrero's Mexican food caters. Familiar with that.
You
get the tailgate taco pack.
Could you do the Miami one again?
Miami, myself, and I, the Magic.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
I remember that being
Me, myself, and I.
I swear to God, I don't even. I thought you said, and get ready with the dumb button, Ben. I thought you said Miami dude. Yeah, we do have to dump that, huh?
Yeah. I should use that tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
If the Heat stay on this streak,
you know what? Maybe I'll use it at the live event so everyone can join in on the fun.
Well, this way, this way, if it does get dumped, at least we have like some public record it happened.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's that time of day.
Yeah, it is.
And it's that time of week. We do it every week. It's a little red pill, blue pill.
I like it.
Okay, you gotta make a choice. You gotta stick with the choice, and you only have two choices. We'll get it started with this very difficult decision to make. Red pill, Jeopardy. Blue pill, Wheel of Fortune.
What's the new? Is Pat Sajak going to continue to do Wheel of Fortune, or is he being replaced?
He's being replaced by iHeart's own Ryan Seacrest.
That's right. Jeopardy hasn't been the same since
Patrick Mahomes in there.
Jeopardy
God played hard.
has not been the same since Alex Trebek passed away.
I agree.
So I would go Wheel of Fortune, but
we have a guy like Travis out there. Get that done.
if we're going game by game, Jeopardy's a way better game.
Patrick the QB here.
Jeopardy is a better game than Wheel of Fortune.
Red pill.
I agree that Jeopardy is a better game because it's kind of like pro level game.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little difficult. Okay. Sometimes it's I'm playing Trivial Pursuit. I'm 10 years old. Okay. I can't get any of those little squares in the or little eyepieces in my thing. I think I'm going blue pill. Wheel of Fortune is just more palatable for me for a longer period of time.
And Wheel of Fortune gives you those moments where people are so stupid.
Yeah.
And get it so wrong.
You know what? You're too young to remember this, I'm sure. But Rich, do you remember when Wheel of Fortune at the end, there was like when you end the round, they had to see a screen of things that panned in front of them, and then they chose what to spend their money on.
Oh yeah.
So they'd have like $3,000. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do the armchair for $600.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the dining room set."
Yeah.
That was awesome. Bring that back.
I forgot that they did that all together.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was. Red pill, Jeopardy. It's not even a question for me. Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I really do miss Trebek. I think he was low-key, talking about assassins, Trebek would just tear people down with a sentence.
Yeah.
Like he would cut to the core and be like, all right, nerd, good job. And you'd be like, are you allowed to say that, Alex? And he was like, he looked through the screen and he goes, yes.
Yep.
Moving on.
And when he had it, it was a glorious mustache.
Oh, golly, was it ever?
That was the goat stash.
It really was.
Move on to the next topic. Red pill, Jim Harbaugh. Blue pill, John Harbaugh.
Ooh.
I've lived through Jim Harbaugh. I was a 49ers fan when he was the head coach. It was really fun, and then it really wasn't. So I am going to go John Harbaugh. He is the staple of consistency in the NFL. He has been for years. Players love him. Other coaches love him. John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh all day.
Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh is your red pill. Blue pill, Baltimore Ravens longtime head coach John Harbaugh.
Yeah, and just just can't get over the hump, can he?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Jim Harbaugh's got some new life coming back to the NFL. Something seems a little more exciting about Jim. I like this. I just like the feeling more. I'm gonna go. Oh, God, what's hard is I get locked up on our afternoon show on the name situation, and then I'm like, oh God, it's the woat.
Yeah, the worst of all time.
Yeah,
Jim Russell. Yeah, that's a good point. Jim Harbaugh, Jim Russell.
I still got to go red pill. I'm going Jim Harbaugh.
Okay.
I think he's going to do good things out here.
Me and Fletch are so far unanimous with our decision making, and both against you in both of these. I'm going blue pill, John Harbaugh, because I looked at it through the lens of being a former player. Like, who would have rather had as my head coach? And it's 100% John Harbaugh. It's 100%. Like Jim. It seems like it would be a fun ride at times, but then there would be other times you're like, what the hell are we doing? So John Harbaugh all day. All right.
Let me throw another stat at you.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh, as the head coach of the Ravens, he's been there since 2008. He's won 1 Super Bowl, but he's been to the playoffs every year except 5 of those. So since 2008, the only time John Harbaugh has not been in the postseason is 5 times, and 3 of them
16 years. That's
insane.
incredible.
And 3 of them were back-to-back 2015, 16, 17. That's when they were rebuilding after the Super Bowl run where they beat – who did they win in that one?
They beat the San Francisco 49ers.
You're absolutely freaking right. They beat Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So head-to-head matchup, you got to take that into account.
I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
Even though the blackout totally saved their asses.
Yeah, it was obviously rigged.
Yeah, of course.
Completely.
Planned blackout.
These
Okay.
churros are delicious.
I feel like this one right here might mess with Fletch's head. Red pill, pool, blue pill, jacuzzi.
Wow. Nobody knows how to vacation like Benjamin Fletcher.
That's true.
I'm going to give Fletch a little time to
True.
marinate on this one.
Because, I mean, you think about the pluses and minuses of both.
I'm going pool. And here's the reason why. I love a jacuzzi. I mean, I'm a hot tub guy. And I'm one of those people who, like, people get concerned for it. Like, they'll be like, Rich has been in the hot tub for an hour and a half. Like, is he okay? Is he going to be all right when he gets out?
Right.
No, I'm fine. But a pool, dude, I every one of my happy childhood experiences, even when I became like kind of an a-hole adolescent,
right,
was pool related.
Dude.
Like I would hop the fence when I was a preteen and go off the high dive and get chased around by the cops. When I was a kid, I'd go to my aunt's house. They had an above ground pool with a deck built around it. That was some of my happiest memories. Pool days, man. Pool days. Love them.
Yeah, I agree. And the pool parties are just, I mean, they're next level. They're
in
fun.
college, college pool party.
But if I'm thinking, okay, you only get one forever.
You don't want to go in the jacuzzi during a college pool party.
Well, that's my hang up is how many times have you opened up a jacuzzi and went, nah, I'll skip that. I think I'm going pool on this one.
You got a little egg drop soup going on. Sorry. Okay, listen. Okay. It's Wait, what? That's okay, I'll take a lap. I'm sorry.
Lee. Okay, Fletch, you are the king here. You know both of these items very well. Pool, jacuzzi.
Never get into a jacuzzi again.
No, because honestly, there's times it looks like hot dog water.
So here's the difference. This is actually a terrible red pill, blue pill because everything is context with this.
Okay.
So if you're on a vacation in the mountains, you get an Airbnb, you're going to want the jacuzzi, not the pool.
Oh, correct.
Especially if you have any sort of view.
Also, jacuzzi, no matter what, is like a year round.
Bingo.
Yeah.
If you're taking a Mexico vacation, you want the pool, not the jacuzzi. In fact, most of the all-inclusive resorts only have the jacuzzis in the spa area.
Oh, wow.
So you want the pool, though, all the time because it's cool and it's really hot in Mexico. I'm going pool because it's more dynamic.
Wow.
You're able to do more. You can play pool basketball. You can jump off the diving board. But the jacuzzi, like in the mountains and Big Bear, when you have a view, is top notch.
With snow piled up around the side.
That is better than any pool can be, but the pool more consistently will be better than most jacuzzis.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, the pool party, you're grilling up some hot dogs and hamburgers right outside. Come on.
But also, Rich is disgusting.
You guys want to?
I mean, I think I gave a good comparison.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the perfect picture that was painted. You want to do this last one really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Red pill, you get Purdy, C-Mac, Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk. Blue pill, Mahomes.
Bang, bang, not a gang.
I'm blue pill.
Blue pill.
Blue pill all day.
Which one did you take?
Mahomes.
Oh, boo.
Blue pill. All right, coming up next, we got to get back to a couple of new faces in LA. Well, actually, they're new old faces, actually. We'll get to that on the other side. Big Rich, Teed, and Fletch.
Hey, so we got the big game coming up this weekend, and you're probably thinking, well, I mean, how do I have a little more fun with this? How do I get involved with the big game just a little bit more? Well, DraftKings has the answer for you. DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, they just dropped a brand new fantasy app. It's called Pick Six. Pick Six, the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Then you're just going to pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a particular stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Will Patrick Mahomes have more or less than 1.5 touchdowns? That's all you got to do. Just pick more or less. You can track your lineup. You can compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
This update is presented by the Jim Patrol Real Estate Team. Starting off in college hoops, San Diego State getting the win over Air Force last night, 77-64. Aztecs back on the road Friday night. They got Nevada at the Lawler Center at 5 o'clock. Sticking with college hoops here, number 3 in the country, North Carolina losing yesterday at home to unranked Clemson, 80-76. In Major League Baseball, Jose Altuve signing an extension with the Astros, 5 years, $125 million. Looks like Altuve is actually going to finish his career in Astro, and Clayton Kershaw reaching a deal with the Doyers. He's returning for a 17th season. Some drama in relocation. The Las Vegas mayor now telling the Oakland A's to just stay in Oakland. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Patrol has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Yeah, man, it's Big Rich, TD and Fletch with San Diego Sports 760 coming up this Friday. You heard it right there, the big game tailgate. We are going to be live out at K&B Bistro in Del Cerro. All kinds of prizes we're giving away. A 65-inch television that we will deliver to the winner, by the way. And I say we will deliver as in someone may have to drive us after the big game tailgate. Yeah. I mean, look, we're going to have some fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be the fun. I plan on being overserved.
Yeah, that's listen. When Tony Conja's around, it happens.
There's no empty glasses, and that goes for us and our listeners.
Exactly. But a whole bunch of prizes, man, stacked up. A month worth of testosterone from the Man Zone. We got Sombreros Mexican food, who were here today, who threw out the spread here with the Sombreros Tailgate Taco Pack, which you can pick up for your big game party as well. But they're going to be out there serving up breakfast burritos. Can't wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
We got a four pack of tickets to SeaWorld we're giving away. We've got Luke Bryan tickets we're giving away. Paintball.
Pass for 4 at paintball. Foursome at Cottonwood Golf Club. Thanks to our friends at Long Ball.
A 2-night stay at the
Seabird Resort.
God, I keep saying the other one.
Yeah,
terrible.
It's awesome. That place
I'm like an old man.
They got a rooftop pool deck where you could watch the sunset from the jacuzzi. It was a fantastic stay last time I was there with my family. So we're pumped about this. A lot of great prizes. All you got to do is show up, sign up for the prizes. You could be one of our winners. Again, that's at the Big Rich, TD and Fletch big game tailgate party at K&B Bistro just north on College Avenue off the 8 freeway. Okay. Busy day up in LA for the Chargers. 2 names got hired, right? We've got the old offensive coordinator from his time in San Francisco in Greg Roman. So that's going to be the Chargers' new OC. DC is Jesse Minter, who worked as a defensive coordinator with Jim Harbaugh, University of Michigan, for the past 2 seasons. So he's back on with Jim. Here's an interesting name that I'm going to throw out there that has been linked to Jim Harbaugh. He had workouts with Jim during spring games. He did a pro showcase at halftime of one of the spring games recently. Colin Kaepernick.
He's not coming back to the NFL.
Hang on. Okay. Look, if it's going to happen, and I don't think it does, if it's going to happen, this is the only way it happens.
I agree. This is the only way, but there's no way. Do you think the Chargers would want to link up with, whatever you think of Colin Kaepernick, it doesn't matter. Whatever side you choose, there's turmoil involved. So you want to bring somebody in who's going to create turmoil right off the get-go?
And just pause. He's 36 years old.
No, I know for all those, it's not going to happen.
It's like Joe Flacco would be the only quarterback older than him.
But Jim Harbaugh.
You saw what happened with Joe Flacco.
He was awesome.
He did catch fire.
He's elite.
Flacco is elite until he's not. And then it goes really bad. That second half against
run,
Houston.
though.
You just don't have to call him elite.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, but he was until he wasn't. It did feel good. It did feel good.
That means he's not elite if he was until he wasn't.
Wait, here's my point about Kaepernick, though. Like, it is possible. And Jim Harbaugh is crazy enough to want that smoke. Because, like you said, wherever you land on this politically, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the biggest story in the world. And Jim Harbaugh never shies away from that. But it would be crazy if after all the scandal surrounding sign stealing at University of Michigan, that he goes, one of the first things I'm going to do here in LA, the second biggest media market on the planet, I'm going to go ahead and sign the most controversial football player who's ever existed.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't even be the worst idea for the Chargers to do that.
It would be also very Charger.
It would be very Chargery. Now, could he come in as a special assistant, not as a backup quarterback?
Now, see, that's interesting to hire him on a staff as a coach. Gosh, here's the thing. Here's
not
the
even
thing.
a coach, special assistant to Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Get the Brian Hoyer treatment.
That's that. Well,
assistant to the regional manager.
Exactly, Dwight Schrute.
Imagine he has to wear a name tag. It's like, why is he always in that short sleeve college shirt? It's interesting. No, but here's the thing. Jim Harbaugh was hired for two reasons. One, they needed a real head coach. They've been hiring all these coordinators who've never cut their teeth in the NFL at that level, at that position before. But the other thing that he has to do, he has to get it right, is Justin Herbert. So for that reason, you cannot put Herbert in a situation where at any point there's somebody, because look, there is a side to this argument where people really want to see Kaepernick back in the league, getting starts, playing games. So if you put that pressure on Herbert, he starts having some struggles. You can't do that. You can't have a backup who's more famous than the starter. That's what Tim Tebow did to Mark Sanchez in New York with the Jets. Literally, people were calling from the stands, Tebow. It was crazy.
Were you with the Patriots when they brought in Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
So I just saw this interview with him where he talks about the first conversation Belichick had with Tebow.
I was there when he had his pre-draft visit.
Okay.
When he was coming out of Florida, I was with the Patriots, and I shook his hand in the meal room we had. And I'll tell you right now, he is dreamy.
He is, yeah, fine. All that aside, when Tim Tebow eventually came over to the Patriots, he had that talk with Bill Belichick beforehand where Bill said, you're coming in here to be a backup quarterback. You are not coming in here to be Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow got offered $1 million to do some cell phone commercial. I can't remember which one it is. And Belichick asked him not to do it. And Tebow said, okay, because he didn't want anyone to be bigger than the Patriots.
He's a good teammate.
But Colin Kaepernick comes in, he's automatically bigger than the Chargers no matter what.
Man, oh man!
Even without him doing a thing.
Yeah,
Tim Tebow. I will never forget when they got into the playoffs against the Steelers, and they won the game. You know how many completions he had that game?
How many?
6.
Yeah, listen.
The one like 80-yard one was the only one that mattered.
One of them was that 80-yard run.
Demaryius Thomas?
No. Demaryius Thomas. It was DT.
Rest
in peace, by the way. One of the most insane receivers we've seen. But yeah, that do you remember who he played next? That Denver Bronco team?
Well, they lost whoever they played.
New England.
Oh, it didn't go well.
We beat the brakes off of that Denver Broncos team. He came in and it was just like, look, we know what we're going to do. We're going to let Tebow lose this game for you. And guess what?
That was 2 weeks of the national media saying Tim Tebow does nothing but win. He's not putting up any numbers. He's not doing anything gaudy. He just wins.
I remember the way that Belichick was talking about Tim Tebow in these meetings.
This guy sucks.
It's insane that we ended up signing. Well, they ended up signing him later on because I was like, oh my gosh.
Check this out.
I mean, like he's going to have children one day, coach. I mean, this is ridiculous.
The NFL announced yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that the season will kick off in Brazil, right?
The Friday night game. The season will kick off Thursday.
Yeah, sorry. The
first regular season game ever being played in Brazil.
Correct. Brazil has now declared a state of emergency due to dengue fever.
Dengue fever.
Yeah.
A blast from the past.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
That's
so now I don't know, like maybe the Steelers are like, no, it's okay. I mean, like it's cool if the Jets go or something.
Yeah, they're gonna back out. Dengue fever. Oh my gosh.
So boys, quick text from the 619 before we get out. What time does this shindig kick off on Friday?
Kicks off at 7.
That's right.
Everybody's invited. You don't need RSVP. You don't need to do anything. Just show up, walk through the doors at K&B Bistro Friday at 7, and you will be welcomed by us. A ton of the last participants from Bar Cart Friday, actually many of the participants from Bar Cart Friday. We were sitting next to Tony Kanja at K&B Bistro yesterday. First of all, having one of the most delicious lunches I can in recent memory.
Right.
It's absolutely
Fletch
incredible.
Not there. Fletch, he's like, all right, bye, guys.
Yeah, he
I
left.
thought we said no to lunch, and then I find out this morning you didn't say no to lunch.
It was weird, though, how quickly you left.
I mean, stuff to do. I had to get the equipment back.
So you guys taking lunch? And we're like, and he's like, all right, in that case, I'll see you all later. Yeah, got things to do. Brock talk.
I feel like you did it on purpose.
No, we didn't.
We did not. Well, we just hung out long enough to where it got awkward. So Tony was like, "Do you guys want food?" I mean, I guess while we're here.
He was texting all of the last, I want to say 40 participants on Bar Cart Friday. I think he got half of them to say yes while we were sitting there at the table. So there's going to be a lot of booze to enjoy if you're into that at 7 a.m. on a Friday.
There's also a gift card for a free month of testosterone. Which, Richie, how's that going for you?
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the Man Zone.
Okay.
Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery. Hang on a second. Feel this.
Wait. Good God, man.
Feel his boob.
Do you mind? Oh, my God, man.
So that was bicep and pec. Did you hear his reaction? TD, I mean.
I can't stand
you
up.
actually should probably.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, neither can I.
Do not
Not
make me take a lap.
At Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery, Dr. Roy David, a double board certified plastic surgeon over at the Man Zone. He's going to be your medical director. If you want pecs and buys like me, get down to the Man Zone. Testosterone. So as it turns out, at 37 years old, I had no idea. I was a little low. I was on the lower end of testosterone. You know what I said? I said, Doc, give me a boost. It felt like Back to the Future. That's exactly what it felt like. I'm 20 again, all over again. Woo! It's insane. The numbers are great right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Got no complaints from the missus.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, no big deal. Also, like you felt the pecs stronger.
Yep.
Harder.
Yeah.
Things are going well in the weight room. Look, the point is, if you're a man in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, even if you're in your late 30s like me, testosterone, it needs to be a part of your annual examination. If you're going for your physical, you should also stop by the Man Zone Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery. Meet with Dr. Roy David and his staff. They're awesome there. It's a really friendly atmosphere. They got beer in the fridge. They got a little bourbon you can pour for yourself, a big screen TV in the lounge. You could just hang out, wait for your appointment, get your labs done, and do it every single year, because as soon as you start ticking to the low side, you're going to feel sluggish, lethargic. You're going to have a hard time working out in the gym. So you get those numbers boosted back up, you're going to feel great.
You know what's great is my wife goes, "Hey, so what's the Man Zone exactly?" And so I tried to explain, and she's like, "Yeah, I mean, are they talking to you about that at all?" Dude, I just like to see you do, like just one push-up.
Listen, you'll do you saw me at the last break. I did 1,000 push-ups. Okay, I know we're out of time. Okay, listen, themanzone.com. Visit themanzone.com.
You guys remember back in like October when you go, good God, man, you are so fat.
It was bad.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I would sweat opening a bag of Ruffles too fast.
Oh gosh, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I actually got out of breath walking.
Like literally trying to tie my shoes was like trying to fold a bowling ball in half. It just didn't work. It didn't work. And so SD Fat Loss, they stepped in and they're like, hey, we can help you with that. You know, you don't have to get the slip-ons anymore. You don't have to do that.
Velcro. The show was Velcro exclusive for a long time.
You know what? And being brought to you by Velcro was fun. But SD Fat Loss, they're like, hey, we can help you. We can help you extend some years on your life if you knock off a few of those LBs. And they did. In fact, they knocked off 31 of them in 8 weeks. And I thought, I mean, this is unbelievable. This is crazy. And we've heard time and time again, people signing up, they're having the same results. They're losing 20 to 30 pounds in 2 months' time. That's what the coaches and staff said was going to happen. And it did happen. We've been completely blown away. As a show here, we're pushing 130 pounds down. It's incredible.
Fletch keeps losing weight. When he turns sideways, he's invisible.
Gone.
He keeps sneaking up on people. It's startling. Anyways.
And still very, very tan.
Yeah, well,
very tan.
Yeah. He's kept the tan.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Listen.
We're running low on time today, but we just got to tell you about SDFatLoss.com.
That's right. Go there right now. Schedule your free consultation. That's right. I said free. And you won't have to count calories. You won't exercise. You won't eat junk you don't want to eat. You won't do any of those things, and you're still going to lose weight. SDFatLoss.com, the healthy, fast way to lose weight and keep that weight off. SDFatLoss.com.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we are closing up the shop here. Get you ready for the herd coming up next on San Diego Sports 760. If you haven't heard about it already, you got to get out to K&B Bistro this Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. We're going to be there live doing the show. It's a Bar Car Friday, first and foremost. Second, it's the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party.
And one of the texters today actually already guessed one of the special guests, the surprise guest that's coming up.
What?
So 913, good guess.
Oh.
And yes, he's coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, really?
Santa?
Santa's going to be there?
We also have Lucy, the big game goat, coming on down.
That's right. Right. Buck Norris will be there, filled with treats.
Yeah. We're going to have plenty of treats. There's no question about it.
It's going to happen.
Tony Kanja, owner-operator, K&B Bistro, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego.
484 asking, has Fletch seen the Brock Purdy, Lee Harvey Oswald comparison yet? Yes, I did. It actually totally derailed the show about 30 minutes ago. If you missed it, it's up on the free iHeartRadio app.
That's how we got there.
Yeah. So listen, if you want to win a 65-inch television, get down to K&B Bistro on Friday. We got to do bottom of the barrel before we leave. Your first story has something to do with Brock Purdy.
Does it? Is it? Oh yeah, we're talking Taylor Swift and her lucky number. Have you guys seen all the conspiracy theories coming out here? Yeah, about the 13.
Everything goes back to the number 13.
Everything does.
I had no idea, but apparently it's been a lucky number for Taylor Swift after all these years.
Let me guess. Here's what Travis is going to say. Brock Purdy looks like he's 13 years old. He wears number 13.
You got it all. You did it.
All right,
moving
on to the next story. Great.
5 plus 8 is 13. It takes 13 hours to get from Japan to Las Vegas.
Wait, 55 plus 8. Oh, you have me so confused. I'm like, 58 plus 8 does not equal 13.
8 plus 8. Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
What else do we have here on the list?
Did you see? Wait, so we have some sales staff in here, some ladies in here. Anyone own cats? also fashionably cool to own a cat now. How about that?
I've said
Thank
that for
you.
years.
Hashtag Taylor Swift.
I've said that for years. Also, there's a World War II veteran who only ate McDonald's breakfast nearly every day for the last 36 years. He's 100 years old. So listen, that's the 80-20 rule that you're going to learn.
Yeah.
At SDFatLoss.com.
Well, he's 100, so he's like a 36-64 rule.
That's a good point.
30%, 36% of the time, he's only eating McDonald's.
I mean, if the Germans couldn't finish him up, McDonald's certainly
Right.
not going to do it.
Right. Did you see Drake has a video that's been leaked online?
I've heard it's a very big video.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking like
huge.
we're talking AB.
I have not seen the video, but I'm going to say this part in your ears. I'm not sure I can say it on the air.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. No, it did not. Okay. So, yeah. That guy is not going to need to buy a pool noodle. Put it that way.
Listen.
Yeah,
that's
built-in
it
flotation
is true. That is true. Was it leaked on purpose? I feel like, I mean, if it were any one of us,
There's a lot to be proud of.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, the man zone.
Man Zone. The Man Zone. Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery is where you're going to find me most.
Right.
I mean, they actually kicked me out. They were like, please leave. No, I'm kidding. The Man Zone, themanzone.com is where you start your journey with Dr. Roy David, who is a double board certified plastic surgeon. He's the medical director at the Man Zone, and he's incredible. This guy, he figured out things that I was struggling with. I felt lethargic getting out of bed in the morning, sluggish. I have a hard time getting the will to go work out, and found out that I was running a little low on testosterone. He boosted my numbers. And so as a 37-year-old, I feel like I'm back at 21 years of age. So if you're like me, if you're feeling a little off, not quite yourself, get to the Man Zone, themanzone.com, book your first consultation today. It's completely free, and then make your decision. If you're a candidate, get your testosterone started. Also, if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you should make it an annual trip to the Man Zone to get your tested every single year. Okay, who do we thank today, Fletch?
We thank Dr. David Chow. Jake Plummer's rescheduling for tomorrow at 8:30. Talking about his mushrooms, talking about everything else he's got going on.
Talking about the snake. Man Zone.
Thank you to LeVar Arrington for standing us up. That was a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, all-pro linebacker, college football Hall of Famer. It's no big deal.
Penn State alumni.
Yeah, Penn State alumni.
Who are we?
Friend, I thought.
Yeah.
LeVar.
Let's say 8:58.
And thank you to Luke Bryan for giving us tickets to give away.
Oh, and thanks to Javier.
And thanks to Javier.
Yeah.
Sombrero's Mexican food.
8:58 your call-in time. 877-767-4760. That's 877-SORG 760. Sorg with an S. Easy to spell.
Big Game Tailgate
S-O-R-G.
coming up on Friday. Get over to our Twitter account at Big Rich TD Fletch, our Instagram account at Big Rich TD Fletch, our TikTok account at Big Rich TD Fletch. Find all the information there. TD made a badass flyer. It's up for you to see. And come out and join us. Even if you're only coming for 20 minutes, we'd love to see you.
Listen, this is the best show we could do on such short notice. So we're going to try again tomorrow. The Herd is next. See you.